Hey, y'all. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what to do right now. I don't know. I'm just gonna talk. I'm gonna talk like I always do. Um, I okay. Hold on. I read about this case. I go back and listen to the my previous theories, my previous um thoughts. Back when no one really was talking about this, in early August. Thank God I have a friend like Amanda S. Thank the Lord that she's my friend. That she trusts me enough to talk to me about. She asked me on a live that I was doing, like on the like it was like on the 8th or the 9th of August. She said, "Hey, have you heard about the Kylie Rodni case?" And I said, "No, I didn't. But let me look into it." And I did. And thank God that this woman, who I respect very much, took the time to talk to me and just trust me enough to have a conversation about this child that was missing, because at the time she was just missing. So if you go into my channel and look at my previous videos, you see when I'm just having a conversation with my friends about this, and you see me reacting in real time ab- about this case. And You know, right now, this case is it's a shit show. And honestly, it's not a case anymore. It's YouTubers like Fantasyland, and fine, whatever. I don't care. I'm not even gonna talk about that because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everybody on YouTube can do whatever the heck they want on their YouTube channel. That's totally fine. But I was listening to something that I was talking about on someone's channel, the only way that I can think is if I talk to people. I can't sit there and watch random videos and come up with things by myself. Literally, I talk to Daniel about stuff. I'm talking to Daniel and I'm like, wait, hold on. What if this? What if this? What if this? Right? And y'all, I forgot that I read this. This is where I read on this. This is the sun, y'all. And I'm gonna keep this video up, and I'm not gonna make a fucking video. Sorry, I'm not gonna make a freaking video about it with like cool transitions and, oh, what about this? And like, do all this cool stuff to keep you entertained. If you really care about some stuff, you'll stay and listen and find whatever. Okay. I'm not here to like rein you in with effects because I'm really bad at that. I'm a baby at iMovie. Okay. I'm going to talk to you. You want to listen? Cool. Let's have a conversation. You want to talk to me in the chat? Let's go. But look, this is what I find interesting. Thank you for letting me rant. I'll put in the comments rant over so many minutes into the live, right? All right. The sun. This is the sun. I don't know how much I trust the sun, but it's the sun. The sun posted this on August the 10th at 10:22. Okay. Kylie was reported missing on the 6th of August. So this is just 4 days later. Okay. And it was updated on the 11th. So the next day, August 10th, 11th. Talk about Kylie. This is where I read this. But I forgot that I had read this. Um, we have this photo, right? That we all have seen. It's weird how like her feet are blurred out too. I don't know. Another story from another day. Um, They believe she may have worn the sweatshirt later on in the night, which was loaned from a friend as the temperature dropped in the woods. The message on the sweater read, "Why this matters? I don't know why it mattered in the first place." Um, okay. Kylie's close friend, which we now know is not a close friend, shared footage from Friday night party. We know that she didn't. The video shows dozens of teens gathered together in the land, which is this photo that we see, but this is just a screenshot, right? This is just a screenshot of a video that was shared that we'll probably never see. The video shows dozens of teens gathered around on the land, which is littered with what appears to be beer bottles. I don't see that, but fine. Okay. Sammy told the US Sun on August the 10th, I think a lot of them were scared to talk. They were engaging in illegal activity at the woods. It's like the Lord of the Flies space where they can just be. Okay. We've said over and over again, we're not investigating any of you. We're partnering with you in an investigation for a missing person. This isn't about the things you shouldn't have done. This is what Sammy says. That's not what I care about right now, but I'm reading it to you. But it's also hard because there are so many teenagers. What are their relationships like with their parents? That can define a lot of what they're going to say. Are they used to hiding everything? Okay. They're afraid of the consequences or how they're going to be viewed, how their parents are going to react. But at this point, it's like, who cares? We need to find her. Okay. The Sun also understands that teens were sometimes fighting during the evening and smoking weed. Okay. No evidence Kylie went near her home. This is the county sheriff's office. Lieutenant, we do not have any new leads and that is frustrating. They have 300 tips, but nothing to suggest that what might have happened to Kylie Cole. Nobody has come forward to say they saw her leave the party. Okay. I don't think that they would have seen her leave the party because nobody really knew her. This is the part, guys. Missing laptop. The teen had an iPad, which is at her family's home, and her laptop is believed to have been in her car, which is still missing. So the police need this computer. It's in the Sun. I'll go and look for other articles. But it's in the freaking news articles. They can't find her laptop. They want her laptop. Well, you know where her laptop was found? Hey, Capricious. Where was her laptop found? In the freaking reservoir. Why are authorities saying that they need her laptop? If her laptop was like, you guys, you could have had her laptop, but you left it in the reservoir. You know what I'm saying? Right here, the teen and an iPad, which is at her family home, and her laptop is believed to have been in her car, which is still missing. Okay, let's say that the police have searched with dirt bikes, helicopters, and on foot and have found no evidence that Kylie went anywhere near her home. They want her laptop. So why were they so careless to leave it at the reservoir after they flipped the car? Those divers didn't think back to go back. If the police wanted her laptop so bad, after the car was removed from the freaking reservoir, why didn't they go? I'm sorry. I'm getting a little heated because I don't understand. I knew that I had forgotten that this laptop was important. I forgot that though, because I read this such a long time ago. It's been over a month since I've read this, but I knew that the laptop is important. If the laptop was important, why did they? And then, okay, fine. Let's say they made a huge mistake, missed the laptop, fine. But then when that Check It TV person found it, why didn't they go right away? Oh shit, that's a laptop that we were looking for. Let's go right now. Why did he have to wait a whole day for law enforcement to go get the laptop? I had my suspicions about this agency, this law enforcement agency. For a while, I have been saying that maybe they didn't want her found. This makes me believe like they didn't want her found. Or it's too many mistakes. It's too many mistakes. But this laptop was important. It was important. And they left it in the reservoir after the car was pulled. It's like they knew what happened to her. and they just, oh crap, the car was found. Okay, now it's time to take it out. And let's hope this goes away. It's not gonna go away. It's not gonna go away. Because you guys acted like it mattered. You guys acted like you cared about finding Kiely. You guys acted like you were like you gave a crap about it. But your actions while she was missing and after she was found, it doesn't make me believe that. And I do not want to sit here and blame law enforcement because I trust law enforcement, at least in my area. But this is August the 10th, guys. What you're reading right now, what I have highlighted on my screen, says missing laptop. The teen had an iPad, which is at her family home, and her laptop is believed to have been in her car, which is still missing. So you guys want her laptop. Am I ranting here? I think I'm just upset. I was upset earlier, and I was like, I'm going to go live because this is important. And I'm going to put it out there. But that's all it is. I don't know. But her laptop was important. It was important. Kiely's mother, and so this is where I read also that Kiely's mom was familiar with these parties. It feels surreal, she says. Kiely's mother, Lindsay Rodni Neiman, said she knew her daughter was going to a party in the woods, but wasn't concerned. Quote, there have been parties there every weekend for years, she told the Sun. It feels like a space spot. It feels like a safe spot. It's a campground with paved roads. They can sleep overnight if they want to. Sammy said, oh, I thought she was going to sleep overnight. The community feels very safe. This kind of thing does not happen here. It feels surreal. These statements follow a video message Lindsay had posted on Facebook pleading for the public's help to locate her daughter. You're pleading for the public's help to locate your daughter and the public help, and now you want us to mind our own business. Is it state property? I don't know. I don't know if it's state property. But don't you think it's weird, dude, Capricious? On August the 10th, they're talking about a laptop needing to be found. It's missing. Well, you guys took the car, but left the laptop there. Isn't that what you felt was important? To me, I don't like it. It doesn't feel right. We just want her home. We're so scared and we miss her so much and we love her so much. And Kiely, we love you. And if you see this, please just come home. You saw that. On Tuesday, a group of divers were also pictured before searching a 90-foot dam at Prosser Creek Lake, about an hour away from Lake Talk. The search for the missing teen ramped up. One lover was heard saying, we're going to find her. We're going to find her. We're not effed with here. This is August the 10th. Guys, it's always important to go back. Always go back. Personnel from the Hasty team were at the scene at the 760-acre reservoir, a subgroup from... See, that's the thing. Why would you just not search where the ping was? That's what AWP did. They traveled from Reno and were by the reservoir on Tuesday. Cool. That was AWP. But guys, they were looking for a laptop. They were looking for a laptop. And you know what was found in the reservoir? A laptop. After the car had been found. I don't know. What do you guys think? I should probably end this live because I'm ranting at this point. Her phone, Capricious? We don't know. They haven't said anything, but they don't have to tell us anything. They really don't. Really don't have to tell us anything. But that doesn't make sense to me. They were looking for her laptop, but the laptop was left. The laptop is what was left at the reservoir. I don't know. Sorry. Something is wrong. And you know what? I don't care about any of all the other drama that's happening, this is what matters. Here it is, August the 10th, missing laptop. I'm going to say it again. Police have searched, the teen had an iPad, which is at her family home, and her laptop, iPad, which is at her family home, and her laptop is believed to have been in her car, which is still missing. So the news talks about it. The car is found. The car is taken out of the reservoir. What is left in the reservoir? The laptop. If they're caring about the laptop, why would they leave it in the reservoir? Tell me the logic. Then there must be a case. Maybe. Capricious. And I appreciate you talking to me because I don't know if I'm making like a huge deal out of this or not, but this doesn't make sense. The laptop was something that they were looking for from the beginning. And so it was there in the reservoir. They turned the car over. There were divers in the lake when the car was being turned over. Do you think they just left the laptop there on purpose? See, this is where my conspiracy mind takes over me. Like, they didn't want her to be found. They didn't want this laptop to be found. Because they turned the car over, Capricious. The car got messed up because they turned the car over. Investigators turned the car over. AWP said that if they would have retrieved the car, they wouldn't have turned it over. They would have pulled it out in the condition that it was in to preserve any evidence. So the broken window that we see and the broken side view mirror, that happened when they were turning the car over. But this missing laptop, y'all, I don't get it. Sorry. What do you guys think about that? I don't know. Kind of need to have a conversation about it. It's just weird to me. But anyway. There's just something wrong. There's something wrong. But the laptop, they wanted to find it earlier. They were looking for it. So why leave it in the reservoir? Why leave it there? You are one of the only factual-based channels that I go to, rant away. Hi, Amy. I really appreciate you taking the time to type that. And you should comment more if you have something to say. It kind of helps me keep ranting, I guess. But I really appreciate you saying that. I feel like people nowadays are just afraid to comment anything at all now because the true crime community has turned into kind of a scary place because of bullies. Yes, the laptop did fall out of the car when it was turned over. My point is that they were looking for a laptop. This article tells me authorities were wanting to find this laptop. So when the car was taken out of the reservoir, why they had divers in there turning the car around? Maybe it was just a lack of communication between rescue teams and tow truck and law enforcement, because law enforcement never thinks AWP. It's just like people are just so can't get off their high horse to just think each other. If they really were looking for this laptop, they would have gone back and searched like any other crime scene. Or that's just pure negligence. Hey, Hochi. Listening, but I'm working, so I can't really chat. Well, I appreciate you being here. Yeah, it's a huge communication, but I was listening to something that I was talking about on a panel. It doesn't matter whose, but I talked about this, whole thing very fishy. I know you're not. That wasn't a pun, right? With the reservoir. That was fun. That would be funny though. They were looking for this freaking laptop.
when the car turned over, a lot of the sediment was upturned, so it gets murky.
Yeah, it gets murky, but how come someone like random YouTuber who's not a search person, he just goes and like decides to get on a freaking little boat. I'm gonna go over the site where this car was found, and I'm gonna put my phone in the water. Oh look, it's a laptop. But okay, yes, but they could have gone in the next day or the day after. You know, it's called being thorough, right? When there's a murder scene, you don't just like check the murder scene that one day and then take off the yellow tape and then every day after that, okay, it's free for all. No, there's like yellow tape over a murder scene or a crime scene for like weeks sometimes because people need to go back and reassess or like let's go back and look. Let's go back and double check our work. Okay, we didn't find the phone now. We didn't find the laptop. Well, if you're smart enough to say right now, oh, well, maybe there was so much sediment when they were turning the car over that they couldn't see the laptop. Yes, that's a very good point. But then, okay, laptop has still not been found. You know what? Now that the dirt has settled, let's go back and check the freaking reservoir. It's called being thorough, being a good law enforcement person. Or it's being someone that, oh shit, we didn't want this to be found. Either you're not thorough enough or there's some sort of like weird cover up situation happening because you have children that were at that party and maybe you know something bad happened and you're helping. I'm not trying to spread a theory. I'm just trying to explain what happened, what the logic is of their procedure. I just went on another rant. Sorry. What do you guys think though? I don't know. The laptop thing bothers me. Someone just went to the lake and found the laptop. Some random YouTuber, dude. Random YouTubers. Like YouTubers have taken over this case.
Yeah, there should have been.
What the freak is happening? You think that a certain ex-boyfriend did? I mean, I've been down that road too, Todd. I've been down that road too, which is an okay road to go down to. That's a healthy conversation to have. To theorize that the people that were closest to her had some sort of knowledge in what happened that night. That's logical reasoning. That's logical. If AWP would have retrieved the car, everything would have been preserved. As far as evidence, Ellie was either lazy in the process or they just left stuff on purpose. That's what I'm saying, Amy. Literally, yes. Doesn't that make sense? If that doesn't make sense, I invite you to either tell me in the live or later when you're watching this in the comments on something else that makes sense. The laptop is proof how it's being handled. Well, or not being handled, right? That laptop would still be in the lake. Also, I am slightly uncomfortable that there are several YouTubers that just can canoe over this lake. And every time you see people canoeing over this lake, there is no law enforcement around at all. Like if nothing ever happened there. Like when that certain YouTuber that everyone's bullying right now, it's none of my business either. So don't come after me. When she's out in the lake, do you see sheriffs, park rangers, highway patrol. Nobody's there. Nobody's there. It's like nothing ever happened there. And I understand this city makes money. Truckee makes money off of, tourists, the lodging, the reservoirs. That's their main income, right? Taxes and the grocery stores. And I get it. Small towns need tourist attractions. So they're not going to block off a big tourist attraction, especially in the middle of summer. I'm not feeling anything was searched thoroughly. Yeah, same. So, and we're just going off of what we know, right? Not other people's theories. You guys have seen the news clippings here. I've shown them to you. How weird that the Sun is talking about a missing laptop on August the 10th. Who told them that the laptop was missing? The Sun? The family or the authorities? Doesn't matter. Laptop is still missing. Where was the laptop? In the lake. Yeah, where she was. Nope, no, not one person at all. Well, and the fact they were broke up, but still felt the need to tell her, don't be stupid, it tells me he feels some sort of passion. Well, relationships at that age, they love each other, they break up, they love each other, they break up. Also, Kiely was young. I mean, I almost kind of feel bad talking about the kid Jagger because, these parents are right. Why drag my children into this? It is slander. I don't feel bad talking about Sammy, though. She's 18. And she knew that her friend was drunk and left her there. And a lot of what she says in her interview is bullshit. And in this video, I'll link where I talk about her interview. And it's a live too. I'm sorry. I don't have time to edit videos. I'd rather spend the time to talk to you. Wendigo 123. Hi, welcome. They may already have the phone and all information needed was on that. And the divers when the car was taken out were FBI, so would not be a cover. What do you mean? They may already have the phone and all information needed was on that. And the divers when the car was taken out were FBI, so would not be a cover up. That's true. That's a good point, right? Because the phone, if you connect your phone with your laptop, because they're both like iPhone, Mac, your messages in your phone are still linked up, right? So you really don't need the laptop if you have the phone. It's interesting, though, they haven't said they have the phone. If they have been quiet ever since the car has been retrieved, which is probably a good thing because it means they're actually doing their job and investigating and thoroughly searching the car and everything. That makes sense. However, that laptop is still part of a crime scene and a crime. Why? You still don't just leave it there. That's still, in my opinion, not thorough. Or what did the family want the laptop? Why leave it there? That's still, to me, kind of like negligent. You still retrieve all the items. There's something, it's integrity, okay? Retrieve all the evidence. But again, I could be wrong. I appreciate that comment when go, because you made me think. Yes, you're right. You're right. I'm going to show you guys something. I'm wondering. Oh, Hochi, hold on. I see you, Hochi. Only if they were linked up, collect all evidence. Right. I think it's collect all evidence regardless, right? If only it backs up. Maybe something was deleted off the phone. Let's say that there was foul play and something wasn't on the phone. Or how do you back up what's on the phone with the laptop? Actually, you should want both because it'll corroborate what's on both. So let's say if there was foul play, actually you can prove no foul play if everything that was on the phone is on the laptop. But if you see stuff that's on the phone that's deleted, but it's on the laptop, Then there were things that were trying to be hidden. So actually, the phone and the laptop need to be compared side by side to corroborate a storyline. Or if there was signs of, like, what is this? I'm slow when I speak. Like story manipulation, or like tampering with evidence. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Where's the remote for that? I don't want that to turn off. It's going to be called, I believe so too, crazy. Purple creepy baby. Okay, so I watched a documentary where Truckee has had stuff happen for years. Crazy up there. Like what? Crazy purple. It's going to be called. The phone and laptop sync, but yes, Windows should have been sealed. Well, yes, it's synced, but if I delete something off my phone, it's not deleted on iMessages on my computer. I have an iPhone and I have a MacBook. I know this for a fact. It doesn't, just because you delete something on your phone doesn't mean it's deleted on your computer messages. What?
It might not have been considered a crime scene. It would have just been considered the location of an incident.
Like an accident.
Like an accident.
Right.
They just clean up.
So when they pulled the car out, yeah, but when there's a car accident in the freeway, they don't just remove the cars. They remove all the debris associated with the cars.
Yeah, but this is a lake.
But yeah, but how can you consider it an accident if you don't know all the facts yet? That's premature. Because it's not like they came out and said this was an accident. If before they retrieved the car and they said this was an accident, they would have known it was an accident, and knowing it was an accident, they would have known where the car is.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
that doesn't make sense.
They don't know enough to call it anything.
Right. So then if they don't know enough, when they retrieve the car, they need to take everything with it because they don't know yet.
Yeah, but all they're doing at every moment that they find something new, they're just finding evidence.
Yeah, so they need everything.
Yeah.
They need the laptop. They need any debris because that will help them determine whether something is an accident or not.
I'm not saying they shouldn't have looked more thoroughly, like the day after, for more evidence, but that's all they found, so that's all they could.
But if they haven't found a laptop yet, if there's still items that they're looking for and they haven't found them yet, the Sun said that they were looking for them. If they're looking for these things and they haven't found them yet, why just stop looking? Okay, you found her, you found the car, you found
the main things. Her in the car.
Okay, so they didn't care about this laptop.
No, not that they didn't.
Well, they should have still cared about finding all her belongings. It's about like thoroughness.
No, I agree.
I can link you the documentary if you can. If you know how you can disconnect iMessaging. Yeah, you can. It's actually pretty easy. The info is in a cloud safe. My family can find my info just from logging. But see, I have found a way to not link my cloud stuff, like my location services and all that, because I have an issue with Big Brother. So I don't link everything to everything. They may already know, and it's an accident. It said Wengo 123. We have no idea what they already know. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Wengo is saying what you're saying. They may already know it's an accident. But okay, but why haven't they kind of come out and said that then?
Because they're still processing.
Processing what?
The evidence.
It was Kiely's mom. What evidence? That it was an accident?
No, the evidence they have.
Why not just say this was an accident?
She's processing evidence like her body.
Processing her body that it.
Well, why has that come out yet?
The toxicology and all that's not going to come out till November. We don't nothing. We're kind of left in the dark. We were given everything. We were given all the information. What time she was leaving, Sammy's interviews, Jagger's interviews, Kate interviews. They made sure we were emotionally invested in this case, and then it went quiet. And no wonder people are going crazy. No wonder people are going crazy, freaking going on the internet and looking at stupid other stuff that doesn't matter because they because it's like feeding their like their need for answers, but we don't have answers. Cecile, hello. Babe, Cecile's here. She says, hello. Hello. I love you, Cecile. Okay, sorry. Got distracted. So they make sure we're emotionally invested in this case from the very beginning. Everything is there for us to see on the internet, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're cut off. And so then we're left with all our crazy theories. And that's not okay, because what happened? Okay, AWP found the car. Say something. You asked the world to help you find this child. Mom tells us to mind our own business. Hey, Hochi. What do you mean, you too? It was Kylie's mom's laptop, supposedly. Allegedly, mom's laptop. Divers should have went back in the water to search for any lost evidence. I believe that, Amy B, but people are saying, well, if they already knew there was no crime that was committed, they wouldn't go back. How can you decide that there was no crime committed? Especially if you're law enforcement and you already went into the lake and you're confident that you searched that lake and you didn't see anything. You missed it, but you were super thorough. But then later it was found. You're not going to sit there and be like, consider the fact that maybe the car was placed there after you searched. At the beginning, they were very transparent about everything that they were doing. Every day they were talking about the man hours, where we're searching, how we're searching. They were transparent to the public about what was going on. And then they stopped. And I'm wondering why that is. Crazy purple lady, you put like this bomb firework. What does that mean? What does that mean? Was it her car? Was it her? Well, yes. I'm not about to go into this whole other like crazy person rant or consideration that it wasn't her, it wasn't her car. Oh, Kiely wasn't even her real name. Nah, don't try. No, I'm not gonna go there. Not gonna do that. Mm-mm. I love Cecile, y'all. Boom. You agree? Okay. Okay. Look. Maybe you saw this video, maybe you didn't. But check this one out. Watch this with me, if you may. And please give me your thoughts, but listen to it. Emotionally invested. Sounds like Megan. Like, think for yourself, Megan. Oh, I love her so much. I love her so much. I love Megan. Me and her have gone into some agreements, disagreements. She's freaking smart, though. I love her. I love her so much. I want to watch that documentary. Yeah, they emotionally invest you in this. It's true, because it's true. Look, Daniel and I are like conspiracy sleuths, right? Like, we've been down this rabbit hole through true crime, politics, like music, MK Ultra. We're there. Daniel told me one time, he's like, I like how you compile everything. It's like, yeah, because we kind of like have been through every rabbit hole and back. Like, check this out. Tell me what you think. This is my video. I made this. The purpose of this video is just to provide information so you can come up with your own theories, your own ideas. I've compiled a list of clippings and timeline for you, and I would really appreciate your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching.
So we're gonna go, it's right off this point. How, if they scanned it, how would they miss that? So I'm assuming it's nothing, because they did have dive teams, but I don't want to be the guy that just says, oh, it's nothing because it doesn't look like a car.
He said the car was found in the area where you've been searching since the beginning.
His reaction here tells me everything. at least he feels bad and is kind of embarrassed, but mostly feels bad.
What did AWP have that maybe you guys didn't have, or why was that missed in the initial search?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. That's one that everybody's going to have, right? Is how did we not find it when we were searching? The lake was extensively searched with side sonar, with an ROV. We had divers, we had swimmers. I think that's part of what we're going to have to go back to do in deep.
Look, this guy feels bad. I feel bad for this guy. I feel bad for these guys. These guys are like law enforcement. This guy is park ranger. Park ranger, I don't know. I get different vibes from him, but look at when they're asked this question.
Is how did we not find
He have that
Here tells me everything. At least he feels bad and is kind of embarrassed, but mostly feels bad.
What did AWP have that maybe you guys didn't have, or why was that missed in the initial search?
Look at him. Like he feels, I think he generally just like feels embarrassed. I feel he's flushed. He feels bad.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. That's one that everybody's going to have, right? Is how did we not find it when we were
And the park ranger's like, you better answer this the right way.
searching? The lake was extensively searched with side sonar, with an ROV. We had divers, we had swimmers. I think that's part of what we're going to have to go back to do in debrief.
So we're gonna go right off this point. If they scanned it, how would they miss that? So I'm assuming it's nothing because they did have dive teams, but I don't want to be the guy that just says, oh, it's nothing because it doesn't look like a car.
We just received.
Look, and for people that are talking bad about AWP, don't, because they are, in my opinion, for people that come after AWP and say that they're not respectful, they say right there, like, I know this place has been searched. I know this and this, but I just for the integrity of our organization, I want to make sure that. And he was being trained as a new driver, new sonar guy. So if you want my honest opinion, they were training this guy because I don't think they were planning to find her in the lake. That's why they let him train. Why else do you think that a trainee found Kiely in the car? Because they weren't really planning on finding Kiely. I don't think they were planning to find her because they trusted that place was thoroughly searched. I mean, that reservoir would be the first place and thoroughly searched because that's where the party was. I mean, common sense. You're gonna search there first, so they trusted the people. So they had a trainee, Nick, right? That's his name. They had the trainee on another boat. Yeah, go ahead and dive because I don't think they were planning on finding her, dude. Okay, Cooper. Hey, Ara, I guess I'm not the only one who can't sleep either. It's 4 a.m. here in North Carolina. Well, I hope you do get to sleep soon. Hochi, yes, exactly. But that's why I think they had a trainee.
An update from detectives.
Says, oh, it's nothing because it doesn't look like a car.
That was his first time kind of like searching.
We just received an update from detectives on this, on how the search and rescue is going, and it is.
This is August the 9th. August the 9th.
Really expansive. They're using everything from ground crews, canines, boats, even aircraft. But with all of those resources.
Look, this is the other thing I find interesting. Every time there's a newscast talking about it, they say we're using helicopters, boats, ground search. I don't see it. I just see someone in front of a van talking about it. But I don't see like camera action. Like I don't see people going into the water. I don't see people doing everything they say they're doing. Why? Wouldn't you want to video that and show it? Right?
They are still lacking any solid leads that have led to the team.
We're working with local, state, and federal agencies.
And so that's like that guy that was having to answer all the hard questions.
New information tonight about their search efforts, which now.
And so I did this. I put all the agencies just to make it a point, like how many people were working with them.
Spans 16 different agencies, more than 100 volunteers, and the FBI.
Approximately 50 other agents up here helping run down some of those priority informations and leads that have come through.
With all of these resources, we now know more about the last time the teen's phone pinged.
What time did you last see her?
The last time I saw Kiely was around 12:25 in the morning of the party.
So this was one of the first interviews this girl put up. All the drama that's happening on YouTube is taking away attention from this woman. This is who you need to be talking about. This is who you need to be scrutinizing. Okay? For a member. Yeah, it's not going to post if you're not a mod. Type in the name of what it is on YouTube, and then we'll search for it. Thank you, Aram. Good now that I found you and saw you real life. I love your ideas on this case. I appreciate you saying that. I don't know if my ideas are any different, but I appreciate you saying that. Listen to this young lady.
We now know more about the last time the teen's phone pinged.
What time did you last see her?
The last time I saw Kiely was around 12:25 in the morning of the party. I was leaving and I gave her a hug, telling her I loved her and goodbye, and for her to get home safe or be safe.
The last known ping was 12:33 a.m. on August the 6th, 2022. Here, the sheriff's office. Okay, so this is something I found on the Sheriff County's Facebook page, and they were replying to this lady. This was weeks ago. The only timeline we have is Kiely's screenshot from a truckie store. Kiely took a screenshot at a truckie store. Is that the photo that we see of her in that bodysuit? On 8/5, and her phone going off the grid around 12:33. That's the only timeline they have. That's the only information they have. This is coming from them. 6:08 p.m. at the convenience store, and then phone going off the grid at 12:33. Kiely's friend says, what? Office.
12:25.
To come through.
With all of these resources, we now know more about the last time the teen's phone pinged.
What time did you last see her?
The last time I saw Kiely was around 12:25 in the morning of the party. I was leaving and I gave her a hug, telling her I loved her and goodbye, and for her to get home safe or be safe.
The last known ping was 12:33 a.m. on August the 6th, 2022. And that's when the phone turned off. Friend said goodbye to her at 12:25. Bye, love you, see you later. What would that? Hey, Amanda, what would that have? What is that? 12:33, 12:25. What is that? 8 minutes? In 8 minutes, you don't know what happened to your friend? In 8 minutes, the phone turned off? It would have taken you at least a minute to say goodbye, a minute to walk away from her. And then that timeline is way too close for me. There you go, everybody. Crazy Purple is sharing it. Amanda, I'm going to keep this live up. Can you please share that badass video that you made in the timeline, in this chat, please? Because to me, I felt like you did great work. That was the closest that anyone can feel or know what it's like to be at that party. I really appreciate what you did. That took freaking time. Honestly, I put that in there. Okay? Please put it in the chat, because I'm not going to do it right now. Please, please, please. And I'm not blowing smoke anywhere, because I know you don't give a crap about what I think, but I think people need to know what you're doing. Because I know you care about this case more so than people are just coattailing off of other BS. Honestly, I'm just upset about it, but I'm not going to think about it too much. Thank you, Amanda. Y'all need to click on that, please. But so this is the timeline that I have. Okay? Thank you, Amanda. Here, the sheriff's office says that the only timeline they have is 6:08 p.m. from the truckie store and her phone pinging at 12:33 on 8/6.
Yes, I was the last person to contact her after the party, and I was with her basically throughout the entire party.
Listen to what she says.
Just going around the party, we were drinking the same drinks, being teenagers, throwing glow sticks into the party, and it started to grow really big. I would say around 10 to 10:30.
At 10:30, she responded to what I was saying and just said, "Oh, I'm sorry that you're going through that," and that was the last time I heard from her.
It just blew up. Like, it started to get to the point where I was getting overwhelmed, and I'm a very social person. I've been to a lot of these parties. I've never been overwhelmed. I've actually been underwhelmed, but at this party, it was very large. Like, it was bigger than any party we've had in Truckee all year and for a lot of years past.
So at the height of the party, when Sammy was feeling the most overwhelmed she's felt in any party, especially in years past, and she was with Kiely, is when Kiely decided to take a moment to talk to Jagger.
It was really overwhelming and weird to see, but I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, oh, kids are around here. They have vacation homes up here. They're just coming to party because why not? So then Kiely and I were going around taking shots and just drinking. We were trading drinks with each other. We were sharing drinks with each other.
Notice how she pauses. I feel like she's saying some truths, but in the lies. I don't know why, but this is the feeling I get.
We would go back to her car to get some alcohol sometimes, and then we went to her car to charge her phone, and we were talking about
This is what I think. Or like, when did they go and charge the phone? I know there's a timeline out there on Reddit. I've seen it. But they went to charge the phone right before Sammy asked for another ride home, right? I don't know if Amanda's still here, but it sounds to me like the phone was being charged right before Sammy asked for a ride home from somebody else because Kiely was too drunk. Don't focus on American Dream Chaser. I know there's like such stuff going on with him. Don't focus on that. Focus on the interview that I'm talking about, please, if possible. But it sounds like she went to charge her phone, and then right after, or Kylie's phone. This phone, Kylie's phone that was being charged, does it not sound like it was right before Sammy left the party?
And we were talking about
feeling I get.
We would go back to her car to get some alcohol sometimes, and then we went to her car to charge her phone, and we were talking about
I can do this if it makes you feel better. This is the part I don't understand. They went back to the car to charge the phone. I really want to know what time this was. The phone was dead. Is that when the phone last pinged? Did the phone ever get charged?
just random stuff, and then it's kind of hard to remember. And so, or no, we were talking about her texting her mom and her charging her phone and stuff, and just about the party in general. And then
Sammy's account. Okay, so they charged the phone when Kiely needed to charge up her phone so she could text mom, "Hey, I'm gonna get there late." So 11:30, right? 11:30 ish. That's when they went to charge the phone because Kiely needed to text her mom. Or was it at 12? What time? Somebody help me out here. I don't know this one logistics. Sammy, Kiely went to the car to charge her phone. So Kiely could text mom and say, "I'll be home later." Was it 12? Hey, small town girl. Was it 12:33? No, that's when the phone last pinged. So 18-year-old drinks everything with 16-year-old friend and then leaves her there. Man, we all need friends like that. See, that's the issue with her. But right, and all three kiddos are awake. They're listening mostly. No worries. I'm glad you're here. What time did Kiely text mom to say, I'll be leaving soon? Because Kiely's curfew was 12:30, right? 11:30, Kiely texted mom, we'll be home in 45 minutes. Okay, so 11:30 is when Sammy, Kiely, and other friends, if that's accurate. If that's accurate. So Sammy's phone was dead. Powered it up to text mom. Hey, I'm going to be home in 45 minutes. Okay. Did the phone last ping because it died or because it was actually turned off? I'm having trouble at, I guess what I really want to dissect is the end of the party and Sammy's account of it. And there are smarter people on the internet that can do that better than I can right now at this point. But that the timeline at the end is important because I'm going into this weird spiral that Sammy drove Kiely's car. I don't think that she got another ride home. I think I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it, right? You keep telling me that, crazy purple Kirby lady. Yes, I know. Of the end of this party doesn't make sense. Did she talk to Kiely after the party was over? Did Kiely call her? Did she call Kiely? Her story changes. I'm not sure which to believe, but I do strongly believe that the car was put in there after investigators searched the reservoir.
Right now, the last information we have from cellular data is the 6th at 33 minutes after midnight.
After working on this video, I'm now considering if the phone was dead, but then charged to text Kiely's mom that message she was going home so mom wouldn't worry. Do you guys think that that message was sent to mom to buy everybody some time? I've thought from the very beginning. I found some panels that I talked on not even a week after this case. Again, thank God Amanda's my friend. She asked me, what do you think about this? I was able to kind of watch this unfold. I've always thought that something happened to her. I don't think anybody maybe really did something intentionally to her, but an accident happened. She OD'd by accident. Someone gave her something, and maybe they thought she was dead, but she wasn't, and they freaked out. They freaked out. She was probably just passed out, but they freaked out and thought she was dead because everybody was freaking drunk, dude. If Sammy was too drunk to drive, but see, that's the other weird thing. Sammy was doing shots, right? Drinking out of stuff, probably like smoking stuff. But she was in her brain enough to say, hey, yeah, no, like, you're too drunk to drive, so I'm gonna find someone else that is sober. Drunk ass person is still sober enough to find a DD. I've had instances where I've been pretty out of it in college, and I wasn't smart enough to find a DD. But thank God my college town was little. I could walk to my dorm. But in the state that I was in, that drunk, I wasn't like scouting the most sober person to drive me home. Sorry, no, that's not a thing. I've been that age, but I'm not them. I get that. But Sammy was super drunk but still acknowledged that Kiely was super drunk. What? It just doesn't make sense. But okay, Sammy, you don't have to seem like the hero here. I know she's probably saving face. I get it. But there's a difference between saving face and being fake about your friends. There's a difference between wanting to seem like a responsible person versus throwing someone else under the bus. You know what? Be honest. Be honest and say, I didn't care about them. Maybe I'm just expecting too much out of this person. They don't know us anything. Sammy doesn't know us anything. Sammy doesn't need to be the good person here. What does Sammy owe us? We're not paying for her college. We're not her parents. Why does Sammy need to be honest to us? The only thing that Sammy owes, the only person Sammy owes anything to is herself and her parents. So now I feel like an idiot. I'm expecting this person to answer to the public. Nah, she doesn't. I'm just an asshole. And so is everyone that is expecting her to act any kind of way. I see that now. You hearing me, babe? Yeah. Right? It's true. Who is Sammy to answer to us and say and to try to act like to anybody? Why does Sammy need to answer to us? She doesn't. She was a teenager at a party, 18-year-old senior party. And mistakes happen. Who are we? Who are we to have to judge to ask anything of her? Well, now I feel stupid. Give me a second. Yeah, Sammy should have done this. Sammy should have done that. Well, she didn't. And here we are judging everybody, right? I kind of feel bad now. Timeline doesn't make sense. You're right. So where do we go from here? Who's anybody to answer to anybody, right? It's just that they put themselves out there. Who's anybody to answer to anybody? But again, she put herself out there. She decided to answer these questions. 18, drinking with another minor and left her because Kiely was too drunk, but calls her a friend. Yeah, and that just means she's a flawed person. Doesn't mean she's guilty of anything. I don't even know anymore. Honestly, I don't even know anymore. But I don't think it was an accident. My mind can be changed about a lot of things because I realize that I don't have the answers to everything. However, common sense shows me, because I've done my research, not because I listen to anybody, but I literally will sit here, I'll show you my Google Earth shit, try to make sense of everything that we're shown. Where is it? Where are my projects? Kind of wish that I had more people discuss this with me, because it kind of helps me think. I think that's why I do these lives. It's about I don't care about how many people are watching. If you're watching, I like conversation. How do I look at my projects on this? How do you do that? Oh, here we go. was I need to find more of my projects. Okay, now just kind of no. I want all my projects. How do I look at not recents? Let me. Are you watching right now or no? Are you watching right now or no?
No.
Okay.
Seatbelts just posted it.
Okay. I don't know how to. Oh, okay. Was it this one? Where I did this one? Yeah, no. I was doing some stuff, y'all. I kind of went a little crazy. Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna even go there. I messed this up. Anyway, I'm gonna look at this. People are like, "What is she doing? She's just going crazy." And if Sammy was the last one to see and talk to Kiely at 12:36, and her people in the background, then how is she the last one? Yes, that's what I've been saying for a long time. That's what I'm saying. Something bad happened. Something bad went down between Sammy and Kiely, and Sammy's purposely throwing Kiely under the bus. Unpopular opinion, but I think that Sammy is making it seem like Kiely was irresponsible, drunk, and making her look bad. I don't think that's probably what happened. Sammy threw her under the bus. Yeah. Sammy reminds me of the Peyton Houston case. What's that? Hold on. Let me. Is my notebook there, babe? My notebook. A little notebook. Peyton Houston. Okay, because look, and I'm going to go off here in a little bit. Look, Kate, Reno, Jagger. We're in Reno. Okay? And then, sorry, Kate, Jagger, and Kiely. We're in Reno. And then they go to, and then we don't know where Kate and Kiely are doing their creme brulee shit, right? But the party's here. Cool. And then from there, oh no, sorry. No, that's wrong. Damn it. This is why I was a better. We are back going to look for Wi-Fi account number and pay that bill. You do that, purple. Let me start over. Amanda's laughing at me right now. That's okay. I'm fine with that. Because this was not a planned live, and I'm not about to do a fancy video because I'm not that person. Reno. And then that photo that was taken of her at the truck station, at the gas station, was here. It was right here. It was here. It was this gas station here. So from Reno, the day before, sorry, the day of August the 5th, the day before the party, August 5th, right? Or August the 4th, I don't know. Reno to here. And then from this gas station, Kiely goes to the party in Prosser. Let me zoom out. Trigger warning, a lot of zooming in and out. Okay, then from there, Kiely goes to a party here. From this party, the tow truck driver from AWP that interviewed sees Kiely, sees the car in some turnaround. I'm not sure if it's this turnaround or this turnaround. I'm still trying to figure it out. I think it's somewhere around here. I think. But this is, I think, where he sees them off the road. And so after the party, he sees Kiely's Honda here. And then after her Honda being seen there, her car is found here. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. Here, right? Here. Hey, Elizabeth. ¿Cómo estás? I never know if to say hi or not. I hate interrupting the flows. Please say hi so I don't feel like I'm a crazy person. But lurking feels lurky. It's because my people say hi. My people say hi. That's what we do. We say hi. What do you think about that? Look at that. So from Reno, Kiely's in Reno. Boom, gas station in Boca. Right there. That's where that picture is taken. The infamous picture at a gas station. From there, never on the freeway, goes to the party. Cool, she's at the party. From the party, the next day, trucker sees her in Boca, here at some turnaround. And then after Boca, that the tow truck guy sees her, car is found in the water. It's not organized, but so if she drove into the lake after the party because it was an accident, then what's up with Boca? You tell me. You saw that chat go up. What do you mean? How do these extra lines get there? Well, let's go. Reno, gas station. Before the party. Party. Back to Boca. Then Fountain Lake. So it literally goes from Reno, gas station, party, back to Boca, then back to party in the lake. What do you guys think about that? What do you mean more booze or drugs? What do you mean? Because they were seen at this Boca turnaround the day after. Basically, if this tow truck guy's story is true, then that car did not go into Prosser the night of the party. Right? It didn't. Oh, did they do a run? Oh, okay, the day after. Yeah, the tow truck guys saw them like in the morning after the party. Yeah, Diggy police told dive teams where not to look, or they bought time to put car in later. Let me know if you want my honest opinion, because I'll tell you. This tow truck driver, look, when Sammy knew that AWP was coming, she left town, right? For whatever reason. And this tow truck driver that is a fan of theirs told them some BS story about Boca. Could it be to have bought time for whoever needed to put that car in the lake in Prosser? Drug and booze run what, the day after the party, Amy? Tow truck guys saw them around 11 or 12 morning, afternoon. It wasn't party time. We have to remember, all these people know each other, okay? It's a small community. I have issues with the tow truck guy, y'all. I'm telling you.
An autopsy confirming
specialty search and rescue.
The Nevada County Sheriff Coroner.
The search
around Prosser Creek.
Besides perfume bottle, that her phone was a little bit like shorter. I didn't realize that this was a situation.
From Friday night into the early morning hours of Saturday. Authorities have conducted search efforts since then, including dive teams that entered Prosser Creek Reservoir on Wednesday, looking near the shoreline for signs of Rodni or her vehicle, but they found no clues to lead them to Rodni's whereabouts. Police said she last spoke with her friends and family shortly after midnight on August 6th, and her phone was turned off around 12:33 a.m.
Also, don't you think it's interesting that everyone uses the language, it was turned off? I feel bad showing AWP's video because it's like their content, but whatever. They said that we could use. It is weird, isn't it? Crazy Purple. Everyone says it was turned off. The lady at the conference says it was turned off. I don't know if that's like a general thing. They could say it stopped pinging. It was no longer in service. What's something else to say instead of it was? They just seem certain it was turned off. It stopped pinging off towers. It was turned off. Not that it died.
Law enforcement has expressed frustration at the lack of viable tips, in that few of the 200 to 300 people at the party are coming forward with information. So we just got out of Best Buy after picking up some supplies here in Reno, Nevada. We're on our way to work the Kiely Rodni case just down the street in Truckee, California. And Nick, a longtime supporter, fan of ours, Appreciate.
And they were coming back from Reno, Nevada. This is a very popular road. Perfume bottles. That's a weird thing, right? Nickel sack 79. You know, why do you have Facebook Tom profile pic? Is that supposed to be some irony? I love it though. Like Nickelback. His name is Nickelsack. And he has Tom's Facebook like profile pic. Remember the Facebook? Yeah. Remember when we could all have our top 10 and we could tell our friends who we hated without telling them? You're not in my top 5 anymore. Like, oh my God, they didn't put me in their top 5. Okay, I got off track. Sorry. I noticed nothing in depth like perfume bottles, water bottles, obviously. So what? So he was in the car. He had his head in the car long enough to notice what? I mean, center council. Why perfume bottles? I don't know. It's weird. I don't know about this, guys. But remember, AWP are not investigators. I'm not here to judge AWP. I need to end this live soon, y'all. I'm sorry, because I'm just kind of rambling now. Go to sleep now, y'all. We'll finish on replay. Have a great night. Oh, everyone, Ara, you are doing great. Keep going. You are spot on. I appreciate your comment, Amy. And have a good night.
Thank you for coming up to us. Possibly has some information in regards to the Kiely Rodni case. So why don't you explain a little bit about what you may have run into?
So my name is Nick. I work at an emergency roadside.
And remember that this party randomly ended at 12:30 something. Everyone left. How did Kiely call Sammy at 12:36 if her phone last pinged at? Sorry, if her phone was turned off at 12:33. Do you see how Sammy's the common denominator here? Who was the last person to see Kiely? Sammy. Who says they were the last person to see Kiely? Sammy. Who was with Kiely at the party the entire time? Sammy. Who was trading drinks with Kiely? Sammy. Who did Kiely call to make sure she had a ride home? Sammy. Who popped a squat in the woods with Kiely? Sammy. When all signs point to Sammy, why are we not talking about Sammy? She's 18. She's not a child. Don't feel bad for talking about her. Who said that Kiely was so drunk? Sammy. Max doesn't say that. Max doesn't say Kiely was so drunk. Jacker doesn't say Kiely was so drunk. There's only one person that says that Kiely was drunk. Too drunk. Belligerently drunk. Too drunk to drive Princess Sammy home. Sammy's the only. Who else says that Kiely was drunk? Somebody tell me that. Who else? Who has come forward? Random people that go on random YouTubes. I'm not even gonna say their names because it's not worth it. And don't let yourselves be distracted into that drama, y'all. If you're smart, stay out of it. Don't believe that Ronnie shit. Don't believe. Look at the facts, and I will only show you facts here. Who else but Sammy says that Kiely was freaking drunk? Tell me, I'll wait. Sammy says Kiely calls her seeing if she still needed a ride at 12:36, and Sammy says she heard background party still going. Yep. No, I'll stay up. Oh, you're cute. I love you. Who wants to be Kiely? Sammy. Shit, I want to be Kiely. I want to be Kiely. Kylie's freaking beautiful. She's 3-year grad. I bet you a lot of boys are pining for her. Freaking her family owns a lodge. I want to be Kiely. I'm jealous of Kiely. She's amazing. I mean, I'm not going to go kill her. But there are some people that are jealous like that. I want to be Kiely too. She's amazing. I admire her. Did you not see the video I posted? Whoa, I'm afraid someone's going to take out of context what I said. Sammy says she hears party people in background when Kiely calls at 12:36. So how was Sammy the last one to talk to see her? Yeah, how is she so confident in saying I was the last one? Me, I was the last one. How do you know? You left her alone. So Sammy says, I was the last one to talk to her. Okay. But then later you said you're afraid that someone gave her a ride home, but didn't give her a ride home. So if you think someone gave her a ride, someone knew she was drunk and gave her a ride home, but or offered her a ride home, but didn't give her a ride home, wouldn't that be the last person to talk to Kiely? Not you? But you say that you were the one. Why is that not weird to anybody? Why? Hey, Jody. Yep, I reposted too on SoundCloud. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, that video was lovely, Ara. Yeah. And Sammy says that she's here's party perfect. Exactly.
Assistance program. I got a call up in Truckee, Boca, for a battery call. So pretty much that means that the vehicle can't start. So I went en route up there, found the vehicle. At the time, I didn't realize that this was a situation until.
Okay, it was a battery call. This is what I was talking to Daniel about. Remember how Kylie's car was used as like kind of like a hotspot to like go and have alcohol, to drink, to charge phones. There was a laptop. She had her laptop there. You know, what if it was like a hotspot? You know, they're not going to keep the car on, but you know, you can turn. What do you call it? You can just turn the battery on, and then you guys can like play music in the car, connect the phone or the laptop and play music from there, and it being like kind of like a hotspot to provide some sort of electricity. Well, what if that's why the battery died outside of Boca? Think about it. Remember, her car. Hey, Ryder Laird. Stay with me here. At the party, her car was used as a place to charge phones, to go get alcohol. It wasn't just her and Sammy that went to the car. It was her, Sammy, and a couple other people. You know, not everybody had their car. Max didn't have her car. Sammy didn't have her car, but Kiely Rodni did. I feel like Kiely Rodni was supposed to be some sort of designated driver. I really don't think she went there to be irresponsible. Her mom trusted her. Her mom knew that there were a lot of parties that were happening. I mean, these parties happen very often. She thought that these parties were safe. She trusted her child. So what if that battery dying at Boca was because Kiely's car was being used a lot at this party as, you know, like a hub to, I don't know how to say it in a more intelligent way, babe. Her battery died.
But
And that's why when they finally turned the car on at the end of the night to drive away, they only made it to Boca. Maybe she was trying to go somewhere else.
hold on. It's not how it works though. If the battery was, you know, used so much, it just wouldn't turn on then and there, you know, not later, because if it's drained or whatever, and it starts, the alternator recharges the battery, so it doesn't work like that.
But the tow truck driver says, look, listen to what the tow truck driver says.
Later on, but
Let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
You said you went to Boca.
yes, sir.
So over near Boca Lake?
Yes, sir.
So not Prosser Lake, Prosser Creek Lake.
It's right by Crosser Creek.
Yeah, so just Kiely Rodni case. So why don't you explain a little bit about what you may have run into?
Talking about the battery right now. Truck guy said battery was fine. But then why would the truck guy say keep the car going for a couple hours and it'll be okay? So listen to it again.
So my name is Nick. I work at an emergency roadside assistance program. I got a call up in Truckee, Boca, for a battery call. So pretty much that means
A battery call. That's what he said.
that the vehicle can't start. So I went en route up there, found the vehicle. At the time, I didn't realize that this was a situation until later on. But
Let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
You said you went to Boca.
yes, sir.
So over near Boca Lake?
Yes, sir.
So not Prosser Lake, Prosser Creek Lake.
It's right by Crosser Creek.
Yeah, so just north. So you went to Boca.
At first, when I went there, I realized after my test that, you know, everything was working great on the vehicle. At that point in time, I did notice.
So he said after he did a test, everything was working great on the vehicle. What kind of test do you do if you're trying to test the battery?
If it's a battery, yeah, that's stupid, because if it's a battery call, you just
Start the car.
Try to jumpstart the battery. And
Well, when you get there, you're like, try to start the car to see what is it. Is it actually a battery thing, or is it like a ignition thing? Because sometimes when you try to start the car, all the lights in the car will turn on, but the ignition will go click,
yeah,
click, click.
Think about the
So it's like a starter thing.
No, but think about the end thing where we know he says that the car was in neutral. It wasn't in park, so it's not going to start. So he would have. That's bullshit that he did tests
Without checking if the car wasn't in park first.
Yeah, he would have figured out that it was in park first.
Because he's a tow truck guy. They got to check that.
Before doing any tests, or the testing is bullshit. You would have just tried to jumpstart the car. But
What test? Like, do your headlights work? Does your car... But he's a young guy. Maybe he doesn't know how to do everything perfectly, you know?
then put mask on us. He's not gonna do any tests. He's just gonna fucking connect the cables to the cars and then try to jumpstart the car. And it wouldn't jumpstart because it's in neutral. That's when he found out. Hey, your car's just not in park, so it's not gonna start either way.
But what kind of test do you do? There are no tests. What test do you do? Turn on your headlights? But like, how are these? If Kiely's in her car, let's say Kiely's with her car, wouldn't she know that my car is in neutral? If it's her car,
or
you know your car, right?
Yeah, or if the headlights are on, she would know the battery's not dead.
Yeah, but if it's like your car, you're like, oh, my car, unless it's people that are not familiar with her car, you know, like because like my steering, what do you call it? Like the park neutral, the drive control shit. For my Jeep, it's in the middle of the console, right? But like for my parents' truck, it's by the steering wheel. So it's like, if it's a car I'm unfamiliar with, like where the controls are, When I drive my parents' car, like I'm like, I don't know what neutral feels like or park, like, because you just like already physically know with your own car. You don't even need to look at your shift system because you memorized it.
Yeah.
When I drive my parents' car, my truck, I'm like, what the side steering? I'm like, I don't. To me, it sounds like people were driving a Honda that were unfamiliar with the Honda. Crazy Purple says, yeah, it's like BS, just like your man just said. She should be an AA guy. Listen to what he says.
Is that like she was very hesitant and very skeptical on everything that was going on. She was asking me really weird questions, like in the sense of how do you put on your seatbelt correctly, and like, okay, and she asked me to show her on how to connect it to like her actual belt. After that, she was stating on how she was there all night and she couldn't get her vehicle started due to the fact that now we both realized it was in neutral. She was wearing a sweatshirt, so it looked like she has been there for quite a while.
What color was the sweatshirt?
It was a gray sweatshirt.
Gray sweatshirt. Was it dark gray or light gray?
It was light gray.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, there was a guy there.
So yeah, there you go. You're leaving work. Oh, yes. Hey, I'm glad you're here, Jody. I learned how to drive on an accident tractor so I can drive anything. It's a voltage test. Oh, hey, Edward. A voltage test you should do. A fully charged battery will be at 12.6 volts, 2.1 volts per battery cell. That's cool, Elizabeth. Yes. I don't know. There's just something weird about this guy.
That was with her at time being. He was wearing a black San Francisco flat top ball cap facing forwards, brown hair that's sticking out just a little bit on the sides. It was kind of like they were both kind of at unease is what it looked like for me, like as if either they had a crazy night or a crazy day, or there's something going on I couldn't know, and at the time I didn't realize what was going on. But other than that, he was I mean, a thinner built guy is the best way I could put it, with a bro tank, and it was white bro.
What's a bro tank? Hey, Nancy. I don't understand this whole I can go back, but someone tell me about this battery dying, because right now my theory is that Kiely's car battery was low at the party because everybody was going there to charge the phone, probably play music out of, drink. It was like a hub. It was in the woods and everybody was going to it. So of course the battery would die leaving. I don't think Kiely drove into the water that night. Good to see you all.
Tank. He had some freckles on his face, like, or maybe it was like acne or whatnot, but it was on both sides of his face. He was also a little bit like shorter than me, so I'm 6'3".
In hindsight, you're realizing all of this. When do you Boca
Yes, sir.
So over near Boca Lake?
Yes, sir.
So not Prosser
You guys can't hear the video?
Lake,
Can you hear the video?
Prosser Creek Lake.
It's right by Prosser Creek.
Yeah, so just north. So you went to Boca.
At first, when I went there, I realized after my test that, everything was working great on the vehicle. At that point in time, I did notice that,
Everything was working great on the vehicle. A bro tank is a male. Yeah, when are we going to see dash cam? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know when we're going to see the dash cam footage. Maybe we won't ever. But what does that mean? Everything was working great?
she was very hesitant and very skeptical on everything that was going on. She was asking me really
What do you mean everything that was going on?
weird questions, like in the sense of, how do you put on your seatbelt correctly? And okay, and then she asked.
Okay, look, Daniel and I were talking about this the other day, and he said, what if, because those are stupid questions. I'm sorry, those are dumb questions. I don't care how drunk you are. Why are you going to ask dumb questions like, oh, how do you wear your seatbelt correctly? Oh, can you show me how to put it on? It's like, when you're in trouble and you're trying to distract your parents from looking where you want them to look. It's like, oh, Mom, look at this. Like, it's a distracting thing. And I didn't realize this. What if the girl that was talking to this tow truck guy, what if she was asking those questions to keep his focus at the front of the vehicle? Because why? Stupid questions, right? Oh, how do you click your seatbelt? All right, y'all. Daniel's gonna enter the stream here.
Nope. All right.
Yeah.
So, just in my head, I don't know about the battery thing dying near Boca, because if the car was able to leave Prosser and let's say the battery was used, drained or whatever, it still had to leave Prosser and would have been able to turn on then. And after it's turned on, the alternator, recharges the battery. So it wouldn't die later, and ultimately, we 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 find out that it wasn't the battery being dead while they were stuck at near Boca. It was because the car didn't start because they weren't in park. They were in neutral or something. So Edward, the alternator would charge the battery, like true, right? Hey, Jody. Daniel-san. And yeah, like we were talking about the stupid questions they were asking the guy because they wanted to distract him from, noticing anything more in the car. No, Edward, they don't. They start in park, but not in neutral. And like, let's say your battery is dead in park, and like you still need to move it. That's why there's the little, I don't know what to call it, like manual shift lock or unlock, where you can unlock the shifter if your battery's not working and it's in park, unlock the shift and put it in neutral so you can move it, you know.
If it was an alternator, it wouldn't have stayed running. No, see what I was trying to say, like the battery was just low. So them driving it out, because think about how long it would have had to stay on. And it's an SUV. But it died. But did it die? Did this car die?
No, it didn't. And I'm not saying that the alternator was an issue. I'm saying I brought up the alternator because that is what charges the battery while it's running. So the car doesn't run on the battery, you know.
You guys are having man talk and I'm trying to keep up.
No, the car started. So once it starts, even if the battery is low, if you get it started, the alternator then takes the job of powering the electronics of the vehicle, and you know.
Kiely Rodni case. So why don't you explain a little bit about what you may have run into?
So my name is Nick. I work at an emergency roadside assistance program. I got a call up in Truckee, Boca, for a battery call. So pretty much that means that the vehicle can't start. So I went en route up there, found the vehicle. At the time, I didn't realize that this was a situation until later on. But
let me stop you right there. Yeah. You said you went to Boca.
Yes, sir.
So over near Boca Lake.
Yes, sir.
So not Prosser Lake, Prosser Creek Lake.
It's right by Prosser Creek.
Yeah, so just north. So you went to Boca.
At first, when I went there, I realized after my test that everything was working great on the vehicle.
Hold on. By the way, you guys need to know that this is important, that he didn't say, no, I didn't go to Prosser. Because the GPS on his tow truck will show everywhere he went. AWP asked, so you didn't go to Prosser, and he didn't say, no, not Prosser, Boca. He said, I went to Boca. Well, it's near Prosser. That's important.
On our way to work.
I didn't realize that this was a situation until later on, but
let me stop you right there. Yeah. You said you went to Boca.
Yes, sir.
So over near Boca Lake.
Yes, sir.
So not Prosser Lake, Prosser Creek Lake.
It's right by Prosser Creek.
Yeah. So
you see, he doesn't say, no, I didn't go to Prosser, because he knows that his GPS will show going to Prosser at some point. These little things matter. They said, so you didn't go to Prosser. He's like, oh, well, Boca is right by Prosser. They didn't ask you where Boca was by. They asked you, you didn't go to Prosser.
Boca.
Yes, sir.
So over near Boca Lake.
Yes, sir.
So not Prosser Lake, Prosser Creek Lake.
It's right by Prosser Creek.
Yeah. So just north. So you went to Boca.
At first, when I went there, I realized after my test that everything was working great on the vehicle. At that point in time, I did notice that she was very hesitant and very skeptical on everything that was going on. She was asking me really weird questions, in the sense of, how do you put on your seatbelt correctly? And okay, and she asked me to show her on how to.
Asking those stupid questions is not because whoever was asking him those questions is stupid. They were asking those questions so his attention could be at the front of the vehicle. You guys know those stupid sitcoms, like the I Love Lucy and all this, it's kind of comical, oh, don't look here, and asking stupid shit. how do I put my seatbelt on? Because they were doing everything they could to keep him in front of the car, not the back of the car.
Connect it to like her actual belt. After that, she was stating on how she.
I mean, what's the other logical reason why somebody would ask us stupid ass questions? Oh, well, show me how you turn this on. Show me how.
They're really high at something.
Yeah, but they're trying to take attention off of something else.
Yeah.
Was there all night and she couldn't get her vehicle started due to the fact that now we both realized it was in neutral. She was wearing a sweatshirt.
They couldn't get the vehicle started because now we both realized it was in neutral. Oh, my bad. It's in neutral. Hey, Liam.
It's like, it looked like she has been there for quite a while.
What color was the sweatshirt?
It was a gray sweatshirt.
Gray sweatshirt. Was it dark gray or light gray?
It was light gray.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, there was a guy there that was with her at time being. He was wearing a black San Francisco flat top ball cap facing forwards. Brown hair that's sticking out just a little bit on the sides. It was kind of like they were both kind of at unease is what it looked like for me, like as if either they had a crazy night or a crazy day or there's something going on I couldn't know, and at the time I didn't realize what was going on. But other than that, he was I mean, a thinner built guy is the best way I could put it, with a bro tank, and it was a white bro tank. He had some freckles on his face, like, or maybe it was like acne or whatnot, but it was on both sides of his face. Oh, he was also a little bit like shorter than me, so I'm 6'3".
In hindsight, you're realizing all of this. When do you think that this took place? Was it before, during the day, after she disappeared?
To be honest with you, it's either right after she disappeared or right before she disappeared.
Okay.
But it was around noon.
It was right after she disappeared or right before she disappeared? So 9 a.m. on the 6th is when her mom realized that she didn't show up at the coffee shop.
Like 11 o'clock in the morning when I got out to her. During that period of time, after the period, I told her that I was going to leave and I hope you have a great day. Vehicle, I told her to keep it running for a couple of hours to obviously make sure everything's working good on the vehicle.
Keep it running for a couple hours to make sure everything's running good. Isn't that some?
Yeah, that's something you wouldn't say because you found out it just wouldn't start because it was in neutral. It wasn't in park. They didn't need to say that. And especially if it's true that he ran tests or whatever, a voltage meter, he would have known that the car's fine. Y'all were just in neutral and it wouldn't start.
Vehicle charging system wise. At that point in time, then I left, and then a week later, flat top ball, a little bit like shorter than me. So then everything spiraled out of control, and I got in contact with the detective and tried to do everything I could.
Did you just say that everything spiraled out of control? Hold on.
11 o'clock in the morning when I got out to her. And during that period of time, after the period, I told her that I was going to leave and I hope you have a great day. Vehicle, I told her to keep it running for a couple of hours to obviously make sure everything's working good on the vehicle, charging system wise. At that point in time, then I left, and then a week later is when I saw at a coffee shop that she was gone.
You saw this?
That she was gone. I went to a coffee shop and I saw a flower that she was gone.
On a flyer or something?
Yeah, but then everything spiraled out of control, and
everything spiraled out of control. Hold on, this matters. What spiraled out of control?
Got in contact with the detective and tried to do everything I could, and yeah, and then I saw you guys.
Now we know we probably have a tight.
What spiraled out of control? Nothing happened. What do you mean? What spiraled out of control? Hold on, let me rewind it. Maybe I stopped it too much.
11 o'clock in the morning when I got out to her. And during that period of time, after the period, I told her that I was going to leave and I hope you have a great day. Vehicle, I told her to keep it running for a couple of hours to obviously make sure everything's working good on the vehicle, charging system wise. At that point in time, then I left, and then a week later is when I saw at a coffee shop that she was gone.
You saw this on a flyer or something?
Yeah, but then everything spiraled out of control and I got in contact with the detective and tried to do everything I could, and yeah, and then I saw you guys.
Now we know we probably have a tie to Boca, you know?
Now we know we have a tag of Boca.
Now we know what spiraled out of control. I don't know. I mean, AWP says it. Can somebody explain to me what he means by that? It's late, so I could be taking things out of context naturally. What does he mean that things spiraled out of control? Whoa. What? Truck guy was really there. The one they were distracting the guy. I think they were distracting the guy. I think I'm gonna name my true crime videos "The Truth Is in the Lies," right? Or the lies and the truths. I mean, either way, depends. Truck guy is BS. We don't know what the police is doing. They're quiet. Someone could have had murdered her, but used her vehicle to distract cops, thinking she's in the lake, but isn't. I mean, we have confirmation it was her. Crazy Purple Kirby says, your man is correct. He's smarter than I am. Maybe she plotted her to be missing, be ran away from home. I think Sammy was selling the she was so drunk and was abducted story, which is this super far off story. The more logical story is she got drunk, ran in the lake, right? I don't think Sammy was expecting for this tow truck driver to come in. Why aren't people looking into this tow truck driver? Why aren't they going into his history and his, like, they're doing into every other freaking weirdo? No, man, I'm not going to go there. This tow truck guy, even 100%. Yeah, the lack of info being relayed to the public from Ellie. Yeah. But see, then again, we were giving so much info, but then we're not. They make us emotionally invested. I can't think of it. Our truck guy sees flyer with wrong pic of Kiely's car on it. What does he mean that everything spiraled out of control?
When do you think that this took place? Was it before, during the day, after she disappeared?
To be honest with you, it's either right after she disappeared or right before she disappeared. But it was around noonish, like 11 o'clock in the morning when I got out to her. And during that period of time,
He says when I got out to her, not got out to them. Is what this tow truck driver wearing considered a bro tank?
after the period, I told her that I was going to leave and I hope you have a great day. Vehicle, I told her to keep it running for a couple of hours to obviously make sure everything's working good on the vehicle, charging system wise. At that point in time, then I left, and then a week later is when I saw at a coffee shop that she was gone.
You saw this on a flyer or something?
Yeah, but then everything spiraled out of control and I got in contact with the detective and tried to do it.
Nope. Babe, I suddenly have questions about this tow truck guy. Well, it's because, think about it. What if it was Kiely and she was by herself? Trying to leave the party. Maybe she was fine, trying to leave the party, but her battery died on the freeway. Calls tow truck services. And some weirder response to the call takes advantage of the situation. Because he's saying some weird ass story about asking me about how to use a seatbelt and all this stuff. Is that his way of making sure if the cars found the DNA, if there's some fingerprints on the freaking seatbelt and shit, that's why they're there. Nah, I'm just throwing a weird ass theory, but that's what I'm thinking right now. Thank you guys for listening to me rant. They are real heroes, Elizabeth, literally. They're the only ones that found answers here. Not even law enforcement. I think that's why people are not trusting them anymore, because we did at first and we got nothing, and then YouTube got involved and here we are now. Yeah, he says he has audio and video, but Nancy, yes, let's think back to Chris Watts. Let's think back to Chris Watts. Do we have audio and video of him doing what he did? I mean, let's throw all conspiracies out there. What if... I mean, Sammy says, I feel like someone knew she was drunk and abducted her. But like this tow truck guy is saying, doesn't his story seem kind of BS? I'm asking a guy because I don't know. Who called this guy? We don't know. Police is not talking about it. Iowa View, hi, says AAA requires a membership card for service. Would like to know what Nick was presented with. Is that true? Babe?
Yeah.
Really? You need a card for AAA? I mean, if you have insurance, doesn't your insurance kind of take care of that? Well, yeah, I mean, like my insurance, I can, if I need a tow truck, I just call my insurance. Yeah, it's in my policy. Well, I mean, she's going to have insurance, no? Crazy Purple says, truck guy says he called his wife right after he supposedly saw his seatbelt accident. Can you put it in the chat one more time, the title, for me?
Everything I could, and
but what does he mean? Nobody's talking about what I'm saying. What does he mean everything spiraled out of control?
a little bit like shorter than me, so I'm 6'3".
In hindsight, you're realizing all of this. When do you think that this took place? Was it before, during the day, after she disappeared?
To be honest with you, it's either right after she disappeared or right before she disappeared.
Okay.
But it was around noonish, like 11 o'clock in the morning when I got out to her. And during that period of time, after
I don't like this is when I got out to her.
the period, I told her that I was going to leave and I hope you have a great day.
Hey, I told her I was going to leave. And what about them?
Yeah, right.
Why not them?
Yeah.
Like if you and I were stuck out, the tow truck driver would not be talking to me.
Yeah.
He would be talking to you. You know, my dude. If I'm with a man, like, even if you're a friend or not, as a man, you probably feel responsible for the girl you're with, whether you're dating or not, or just friends.
Yeah, you're gonna deal with
The man is going to deal with the tow truck driver, and AWP kind of makes that clear. Right? But why is this? I told her to be safe. I told her this when I got out to her. So is this tow truck driver lying about a guy with a hat with hair sticking out and the JP? I don't think that's real. Kind of sounds like a lie. Because he just say I told them to be safe.
Yeah, he would be referring to
Them or him, but he says her.
Something going on I couldn't know, and at the time I didn't realize what was going on. But other than that, he was a thinner built guy is the best way I could put it.
I'm gonna put my headphone on. Put your headphone on.
With a bro tank, and it was white bro tank.
And they're like, oh, it's a white bro tank. Do guys really? Never mind, I'm not gonna go there.
He had some freckles on his face, like, or maybe it was like acne or whatnot, but it was on both sides of his face. He was also a little bit like shorter than.
And why does he go in detail describing the guy, but doesn't really talk about what the girl looked like?
Me, so I'm 6'3".
In hindsight, you're realizing all of this. When do you think that this took place? Was it before, during the day, after she disappeared?
To be honest with you, it's either right after she disappeared or right before she disappeared.
Okay.
But it was around noonish, like 11 o'clock in the morning when I got out to her. And during that period of time, after the period, I told her that I was going to leave and I hope you have a great day. Vehicle, I told her to keep it running for a couple of hours to obviously make sure everything's working good on the vehicle, charging system wise. At that point in time, then I left, and then a week later is when I saw at a coffee shop that she was gone.
You saw this on a flyer?
That she was gone. I don't like the way he talks. I'm sorry. I told her that I left before her. I told her to be safe. It was this long before I got to her. I left before her. I told her to be safe. A week later, I saw that she was gone. And then everything spiraled out of control. I think his recount of this guy in a hat is fake. I don't think there was a guy with her.
A little bit like shorter than me, so I'm 6'3".
In hindsight, you're realizing all of this. When do you think that this took place? Was it before, during the day, after she disappeared?
To be honest with you, it's either right after she disappeared or right before she disappeared.
Okay.
But it was around noonish, like 11 o'clock in the morning when I got out to her. And during that period of time, after the period, I told her that I was going to leave and I hope you have a great day. Vehicle, I told her to keep it running for a couple of hours to obviously make sure everything's working good on the vehicle, charging system wise. At that point in time, then I left, and then a week later is when I saw at a coffee shop that she was gone.
You saw this on a flyer or something?
Yeah, but then everything spiraled out of control and I got in contact with the detective and tried to do everything I could, and and then I saw you guys.
Now we know we
Are you guys? I'm gonna end this pretty soon here, but do you guys hear what he's saying? He's saying he met 2 people there, but everything he just said, listen to everything. I met her out there. I told her to be safe. I left before her. I saw her picture at a coffee shop. Everything spiraled out of control. You guys, you need to listen. I'm going to play one more time to be annoying. Babe, listen. Please.
Freckles on his face, like, or maybe it was like acne or whatnot, but it was on both sides of his face. He was also a little bit like shorter than me, so I'm 6'3".
In hindsight, you're realizing all of this. When do you think that this took place? Was it before, during the day, after she disappeared?
To be honest with you, it's either right after she disappeared or right before she disappeared.
Okay.
But it was around noonish, like 11 o'clock in the morning when I got out to her. And during that period of time, after the period, I told her that I was going to leave and I hope you have a great day.
I'm going to stop it. After a period of time, I told her that I was leaving.
Vehicle, I told her to keep it running for
I told her to keep it running.
a couple of hours to obviously make sure everything's working good on the vehicle, charging system wise. At that point in time, then I left, and then a week later is when I saw at a coffee shop that she was gone.
At a coffee shop that she was gone.
You saw this on a flyer or something?
Yeah, but then everything spiraled out of control.
But then everything spiraled out of control. Who says that unless someone's freaking out? What spiraled out of control? I'm going to leave it with that. He never says them. Her. And then after I saw the flyer, she was gone. And after I saw that, I realized everything spiraled out of control. It's not the to be okay. Now I feel like I'm crazy because Daniel's looking at me like I'm crazy. No, I'm not talking shit about AWP. AWP did AWP did. In my books, they're the freaking best people ever. If I ever have a loved one that's missing, I'm gonna call them first. What does he mean? Can you guys tell me what he means that after I realized she was gone, then everything spiraled out of control? The police said, try one more time and I'm done.
A little bit like shorter than me, so I'm 6'3".
In hindsight, you're realizing all of this.
Been running for a couple of hours to obviously make sure everything's working good on the vehicle, charging system-wise. At that point in time, then I left, and then a week later is when I saw at a coffee shop that she was gone.
You saw this on a flyer or something?
Yeah, but then everything spiraled out of control, and I got in contact with the detective and tried to do everything I could, and yeah, and then I saw you guys.
Now we know we probably have a tie to Boca, you know, which was already on my radar. Do you know who placed the call to your roadside company?
So I can't get details. Calls don't go through me, they go through
dispatch. So you don't have. So when you were digitally dispatched, did you call them to say you were coming, or you just showed up?
I did call.
Edward says, my only guess is he means all the news attention on all this. Yeah, you're right. But what does he mean by it spiraled out of control? Who says some shit like that? It spiraled out of control.
Yeah, it's weird.
Instead of like, I'm sorry, there's no alternative to it spiraled out of control. Unless you have something to do with it. Like it was in control, but now it's not. It spiraled out of control, so then I reached out to law enforcement. He says it in that order. I realized she was gone, his words. It spiraled out of control, so then I called law enforcement.
And then after that, he says, and then I saw you guys.
Right.
Like AWP.
And he says, Boca first.
Been running for a couple of hours to obviously make sure everything's working good on the vehicle, charging system-wise. At that point in time, then I left, and then a week later is when I saw at a coffee shop that she was gone.
You saw this on a flyer or something?
Yeah, but then everything spiraled out of control, and I got in contact with the detective and tried to do everything I could, and yeah, and then I saw you guys.
Now we know we probably have a tie to Boca, you know, which was already on my radar. Do you know who placed the call to your roadside company?
So I can't get details. Calls don't go through me, they go through
dispatch. So you don't have.
AWP has an interview with his girlfriend.
Crazy, that's true, but sometimes we can look into something that isn't always there. Everything needs coming to find truth, part of investigation. I look into things that don't make sense. Because I've watched a lot of interviews of guilty people. Remember that lady that killed that guy's wife?
Oh, yeah, the one that was in law enforcement.
Yes.
There's an interview.
You pick up this stuff.
There's an interview with this guy's girlfriend.
Well, they have it.
Oh.
Yeah, but they haven't released it. I mean, they kind of have more than the law enforcement does. But it's like, you know what? The people's court. It's a real thing. Listen to.
So when you were digitally dispatched, did you call them to say you were coming, or you just showed up?
I did call, and nothing went through. It went straight to voicemail. Yeah.
Do you know if she had a phone on her at the time?
She did state that her phone was dead,
and
so she used whatever guy, whoever this was, she used his phone. So that's how she did get in contact.
And what was you mentioned? Like,
you heard that, right? He called the number that was used to call his service. He called it, but the phone was dead. When he got there, listen to this part, which also doesn't make sense.
Go through
dispatch, so you don't have
11 o'clock in the morning when I got out to her. And during that period of time, after the period. I told her that I was going to leave and I hope you have a great day. Vehicle, I told her to keep it running for a couple of hours to obviously make sure everything's working good on the vehicle, charging system wise. At that point in time, then I left, and then a week later is when I saw at a coffee shop that she was gone.
You saw this on a flyer or something?
Yeah, but then everything spiraled out of control, and I got in contact with the detective and tried to do everything I could, and yeah, and then I saw you guys.
Now we know we probably have a tie to Boca, you know, which was already on my radar. Do you know who placed the call to your roadside company?
So I can't get details. Calls don't go through me. They go
Who called it? I can't get details.
through
dispatch. So you don't have. So when you were digitally dispatched, did you call them to say you were coming, or you just showed up?
I did call and nothing went through. It went
I called, but nothing went through.
straight to voicemail. Yeah.
Do you know if she had a phone on her at the time?
She did state that her phone was dead, and so
dead.
she used whatever guy, whoever this was, she used his phone. So that's how she.
So she used his phone to call AAA. Her phone was dead, but the phone that was used to call him allegedly was her phone. Yeah, but so if she called the guy's phone, it was dead. Because he asked her, or she says that I used whoever's guy I was with. I used his phone to call you. So his phone was dead too?
No, they didn't answer.
No, he said it went straight to voicemail. It was dead.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's
He called back. He called the number, and the phone was dead, which was her phone. But then when he got there, he asked. She says I called through this guy's phone. So if she called through this guy's phone, it should have been on. So why did it go straight to voicemail? Does that make sense?
Then everything spiraled out of control, and I got in contact with the detective and tried to do everything I could, and yeah, and then I saw you guys.
Now we know we probably have a tie to Boca, you know, which was already on my radar. Do you know who placed the call to your roadside company?
So I can't get details. Calls don't go through me. They go through
dispatch. So you don't have. So when you were digitally dispatched, did you call them to say you were coming, or you just showed up?
I did call and nothing went through. It went straight to voicemail. Yeah.
Do you know if she had a phone on her at the time?
She did state that her phone was dead, and so
dead.
she used whatever guy, whoever this was, she used his phone. So that's how she did get in contact.
And what was you mentioned?
So she used that phone to get into contact. Well, why wasn't the phone on then? Did that one die too? I thought that her car had phone chargers. I'm not saying he's guilty, but I'm just saying the story doesn't make sense, Elizabeth. There's a lot that is going over my head that calls for example. I need to listen better. Yeah, they do have more interviews, but this is all I have. If she had a charge card, she could charge from the car. It would be interesting to know if the phone charging card in that car that would have. Remember, Kiely charged her phone at the party, right? Sammy said we went into the car to charge her phone. Hang on. I'm looking for it. There it is.
Go Reno trouble and so that we could sorry, my mind is in a moment.
No, that's okay. That's
what she lied.
Oh, kids are around here. They have.
I know there are issues with this dude that's interviewing. Let's put that aside, please. I'm focusing on this interview, please. I know people hate this person. Whatever.
Vacation homes up here. They're
no, that's okay.
And if anybody's seeing this, just
saying, I think she's in the water in the car, drove from her house. Is that correct?
That dot is not exactly where she was located. It's a little bit more to the right and towards
More to the right. Yeah, like in the water.
the little
Okay.
blue lake that you can see up from it. It was a little bit closer to that lake, but definitely that's about.
It was a little. Did she just say that it was a little closer to the lake?
You have 2 minutes left to post your B-reel. Like everybody has, you can post it later in the time, but you're supposed to post it in that time. We're looking at everybody's B-reels because we know a lot of people waited until they were at that party to post their B-reels. So we're looking for people to look back in their snap memories of anybody that we can see in those videos, anybody that we can see in those B-reels. We are looking at Instagram posts, photos taken on video cameras, photos taken on Snapchat, videos on all of these and everything.
Okay. She lived fairly close. Is this picture correct? She was about 12 miles away. The Prosser family campground was roughly about 12 miles from her house. Is that correct?
That dot is not exactly where she was located. It's a little bit more to the right and towards the little blue lake that you can see up from.
You guys hear what you just said, right? What did you just say? She said what? She's talking about that dot. She's like, okay, I need to go back to this one.
It was a little bit closer to that lake, but definitely that's.
It was a little bit closer to the lake. Literally, she just said it. Oh,
Fairly close. Is this picture correct? She was about 12 miles away. The Prosser family campground was roughly about 12 miles from her house. Is that correct?
That dot is not exactly where she was located. It's a little bit more to the right and towards the little blue lake that you can see up from it.
exactly where she was located. It's a little bit above that the red dot and closer to the lake where she was located.
It was a little bit closer to that lake, but definitely that's about. Yeah, it would have taken about 30 minutes for her. We've found out about approximately 30 minutes for her to drive that way. 38 maybe.
It would have taken her approximately 30 minutes, maybe 38, maybe. Okay.
This is crazy. I mean, you know her being a friend. I mean, your thoughts on her running away? Would she have a reason to run away? I'm just trying to come up with anything that, I mean, it's just, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, what do you think?
To be fully honest, from what I believe about Kiely, all ideas are still open in the air, but she's not the type of girl to run away.
She does say Kiely's in the water. She does.
We've found out about approximately 30 minutes for her to drive that way. 38 maybe.
This is
cameras, photos taken on Snapchat, videos on all of these and everything.
Okay. She lived fairly close. Is this picture correct? She was about 12 miles away. The Prosser family campground was roughly about 12 miles from her house. Is that correct?
That dot is not exactly where she was located. It's a little bit more to the right and towards the little blue lake that you can see up from it. It was a little bit closer to that lake, but definitely that's about. Yeah, it would have taken about 30 minutes for her. We've found out about.
Did she just say she was in the lake? Did she just say she was in the lake? Sammy also said in one interview she didn't think Kiely was far. And in this one, she said she believed she could be halfway across the world. Every interview, she says that she's super far. Did this woman just say she was in the freaking lake though?
Fairly close. Is this picture correct? She was about 12 miles away. The Prosser family campground was roughly about 12 miles from her house. Is that correct?
That dot is not exactly where she was located. It's a little bit more to the right and towards the little blue lake that you can see up from it. It was a little bit closer to that lake, but definitely that's about, it would have taken about 30 minutes for her. We've found out about approximately 30 minutes for her to drive that way, 38 maybe.
This is crazy. I mean, you know her, being a friend. I mean, your thoughts on her running away? Would she have a reason to run away? I'm just trying to come up with anything that, I mean, it's just, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, what do you think?
To be fully honest, from what I believe about Kiely, all ideas are still open in the air. But she's not the type of girl to run away. She loves people too much, and she has too much care in her heart to leave people and not leave a note or talk with one of her friends or something. And she is
not someone to leave and not talk to one of her friends. Like, you, aren't you her close friend? Won't you say, if Kiely was planning to leave and run away, she would have talked to me. No, she says if Kiely was planning to run away, I mean, she wouldn't have done it without talking to one of her friends, like yourself. Right?
Smart enough to know how.
And I appreciate everybody that's watching this is not being mean about the interviewer. I'm glad everyone can look past all the drama that's happening with the interview and just talk about the subject. You guys are like actual adults.
This would get out and that people would be worried about her. And she's a smart girl. She graduated with honors early from high school and was going to attend college. And she had plans for her life and she seemed really happy.
She had plans for her life and she seemed really happy.
And I'm sure she wouldn't want to put her mom through this.
No,
her mom just is destroyed.
Her mom is her life. Her mom is fully invested in her life.
I could see that. I could see she's got very loving parents, and I could tell this is hard on them. And like I said, our thoughts and our prayers are with the family. We really want the best. We want Kiely to be found. DG's.
I think that's a good question, all of you. Also, your username is pretty cool. Is it possible Truckee has a history of car submersions, hence your quick conclusion of watering Kiely? I haven't searched into that, but if you do, I would really appreciate your insight on that. If you can Google that and like let us know in the comments, and then next time we go live, we'll talk about it. But that's a good question. I haven't seen that it's like a common thing.
Asking you, I think she's in the water in the car, drove into water. Have they checked the water? I'm sure they probably have, but
here I feel like she wants to smile. Is she in the water? People feel like she's in the water. She holds back a smile.
Honors early from high school and was going to attend college, and she had plans for her life and she seemed really happy.
And I'm sure she wouldn't want to put her mom through this.
No,
her mom just is destroyed.
Her mom is her life. Her mom is fully invested in her life.
I could see that. I could see she's got very loving parents, and I could tell this is hard on them. And like I said, our thoughts and our prayers are with the family. We really want the best. We want Kiely to be found. DG's asking you, I think she's in the water.
I think I missed something. All of you. Fill me in on the joke.
In the car, drove into water. Have they checked the water? I'm sure they probably have, but is there anything you can tell us about? Have they sent dive teams in? Do you know, or anything like that? Or
so there have been dive teams sent in, and I can pretty much only say that they've done thorough searches through the waters, through the lakes surrounding. They are searching the waters. They are searching the campgrounds and everywhere, related lakes that are near, because Boca and Stampede are two reservoirs that are near there as well. And they are doing searches through there every single day. They have been for the past 3 days. They have done extensive searches to points that you wouldn't even believe the FBI and those people they are going.
I'm impressed with what I seen.
Oh, is this comment No wonder she was assigned to take the interviews.
And I've seen some of the photos of the search and rescue crews out there, the volunteers, and no,
I'll love you means I love you. Like olive juice?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'd seen they got a heavy presence. They're working it. They're definitely working it.
And we're so thankful to them.
Oh yeah, they're definitely working hard to try to find her, and we know. Watch the flight patterns. They got a helicopter.
That there's somebody
times, and I know they get a ton of snow up there. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But no, that makes perfect sense. But so they're flying around looking. So the car's nowhere in the area. She's got to be out there somewhere. Can you share your honest thoughts or opinion as to what you think may have happened to her? You can.
What you think have happened to her? She saw her like 5 minutes before the phone stopped pinging.
Do you care to share that?
To be fully honest, my biggest concern is that somebody, and I've said this in other interviews, somebody knew she was drunk, offered to give her a ride home, and they didn't give her a ride home. And they could be across the world at
That's her biggest concern. Someone knew she was drunk. Not that maybe she drove into the lake. Because it's like right there.
this point with how long she's been gone. And I'm worried that I have a feeling, and obviously, I don't know. I have a feeling that
obviously, I don't know.
She is still alive and she's still out there and she's still fighting, but that there's somebody else involved, and that's not confirmed. That's just what I believe. I think.
Anyway, I'm gonna end this. My dishes agreed. But anyway, I'm gonna keep this live up. But think about it. Daniel says goodbye.
Bye.
Y'all have a good night. See you soon. Bye. Love you all. Crazy Purple. Jody. I love you. That's cool. I love you. Kevin. All our friends here. I'm sorry. I didn't say hi to everybody. I apologize about it. But no, thank you. Don't forget what's important here. See you soon.